Greetings, Fastlaners. I am so excited. Today I'm getting to host a Fastlaner, someone who been able to come and have the Fastlane experience and being able to get out of the artist in the game. And guess what? The emotions are real. You get to win on the game, you get to win in life. And man, he is winning. He is winning in life. And I'm so blessed to host him today. Yes, as I've always told you, abundance is a natural state for all of us, for you and me. And today, maybe just for those who have not met him, maybe you're going to get to hear from him. And my guest, how are you? Yeah,
I'm good, good. Good
good.
evening.
Please welcome to the Abundance Fast Lane. This is home for you.
Thank you.
Let the other people get to know who you are and what you do. Thank you.
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Kirigi, Wilfred Kirigi. I am a personal finance coach. I also do some business coaching. I am married, two children. I am a Christian, a believer, and a servant of the Most High God. And I'm happy to also be a first learner as well.
Wow. Thank you, Wilfred. For you who have not experienced Wilfred, Wilfred came to do the fasting experience when he was a bit he was stuck somewhere in life and he wanted to know some answers. Maybe Wilfred, recite that story again so that people can have it from you. You know, hearing it from the horse's mouth is way better than giving. Give that story how you were before and how now it is now. Go ahead.
Okay. Basically, my background is in business, and I started a business that was doing so well. That's about 2009. I started a business, a media business that started doing very well. The business just took off. It took off so fast that I thought I had made it in life. It took over. I was making a lot of money. I went up into millions turnover per year. And then at the fourth year, I started struggling. Fifth year, the business collapsed. And that's where I started asking myself questions. Where did I go wrong with the business? And that business was just part of a sequence of financial opportunities I had and lost. So after the business failed, that's when I started asking myself critically, where am I going wrong? One minute I have a lot of money, then after some time I don't have money. Sometimes I've sold a property and I see I have 1 million in my bank. Then few months later I don't have the money. One time I have a big business doing well. There was a time you would go to any media house and ask Kirigi, they would tell you to namjua huyo mse. In fact, K24, when they started the TV, they were doing some of their promo programs in my studio. You know what I mean? So everybody knew Kirigi. Kirigi alikuwa ule mse wa media, but the business collapsed. And that's when I decided, wait a minute, because I'm still sober, which is the first thing I like to tell everybody. In every challenge, in every situation, stay sober. It's a business that failed, not you. It's a business that failed, not me. So I stayed sober and decided before I get started again, I need knowledge. I need knowledge. So I started reading books. I heard somebody say, if you want to succeed in a certain field, find one person who have succeeded and follow them. Read their books. Read that person's books. Make sure you read everything about them, and then you will also succeed in that area. So I started following Robert Kiyosaki's books, Cash Flow Quadrant, The Midas Touch, Why We Want You to Be Rich. I read the books, but in all his books, he was talking about the cash flow board game. Around this time, so after reading several books, I thought I must find this game and play the game because he kept telling or advising the reader before you get started, before you go back to the field, play the game because the game is a simulation of what you will find in the marketplace. So I kept for a long time, I kept looking for that game. I even tried to order on Amazon. At that time, it was a bit difficult. They were not delivering in Kenya, but I kept asking around until I came across Fastlane Abundance in Kenya. And I think it was through Joe Mwangi of Business Incubation Africa. He told me, this lady, she's called Mother, and I think she has the game. And that's when I inboxed Mother on WhatsApp. I told her I would like to play the game. And we booked a date, and I showed up to play the game.
Wow. Fastlane,
Yes.
that's a beautiful story. You know what? I kept posting on Facebook. I kept posting and telling people here is an example of how you can experience life on paper and you go practice it real life. And
Mm.
like many other Fastlaners, Wilfred indeed inboxed me and he came to our Fastlane experience. And on the day we were playing, the first day, I think he was ready. We did the first round, no one got to win. The second round, he was the first one to win. I was so excited. You'll see the video. I'll put it here. He was the first one. He was able to balance out. He was able to make more money for his living expenses. And I was so excited. And guess what? He went out to go win. And he has been winning in the marketplace. And to show for it,
Yes.
he has written a book for you, first learners. And for your friends who are still wondering, how can I now get this abundance? And how can I be able to do my mathematics, my income, my expenses? Yeah. Wilfred, I know you
Mhm.
have a simpler way. Please just take through the first learners through that.
Okay, now before I come to the book, let me go to the inspiration. So what happened is this: as I kept searching for more information about getting myself back on my feet, I actually read for 2 years. I read a book per week. I wanted to do 3 years, but I could not do 3 years. But I did, I think, 2.5 years, a book a week on finance.
Mhm.
But at the end of that time, I had so much knowledge, and I felt like, wait a minute, I have so much knowledge that I've gained. Why don't I put it on a book for people to know? Because I realized this the simple mistake. I was just making a very simple mistake. And I realized this is the same mistake that so many people make. So now that I knew the mistake I was making, why don't I share it with the world? And in the process, this one I have to say, it was divine. It was I cannot accredit this to myself. As I said, I'm a believer, and I truly believe in God's work through humans. God inspired me, or the Spirit of the Lord inspired me to come with a concept of how to understand. I realized, in a nutshell, becoming rich is like traveling, is like driving. For you to get to your destination, there are things you need to do, and there are things you need to avoid. So for you to be rich, there are things you need to do, and there are things you need to avoid. Think about a traffic light. When you're driving and you come across a traffic light, when the light is green, it means go forward. When the light is red, it means stop. It's the same thing in finance. There are things you need to do, and there are things you need to stop doing. Now, in the middle of the two lights, there is a yellow light. The yellow light comes in the middle. It comes is a short period for you to think. If the light is going towards red, if the light is green and then yellow comes up, yellow is telling you stand by. That's why I'm wearing yellow, by the way. So yellow is stand by and get ready to stop. And then there is a sequence from red going to green. So red, yellow, green. So yellow is always in the middle. It is a short moment for you to think. That moment for me is when you receive money. When you receive your money, you have a short period of time, it's very, very short, where you have to decide, are you going to go towards the red light, which is the wrong thing to do, or are you going towards the green? Now, the wrong things to do, they are called liabilities. Liabilities are expenses you make, but they don't make you money. A good example is rent. When you pay your rent, it's gone. That is rent. So for you to be rich, you have to avoid the red expenses. Now, the green expenses, they are called assets. These are items that you spend your money on and they make you more money. For example, if you buy company shares or even circle shares, at the end of the year, they'll make you more money. So assets make you money, liabilities do not make you money. If you follow Robert Kiyosaki, you know where I'm coming from. So I realized that I can use the colors to help other people understand money. And that's what brought about the colors. This was my first book. The colors of money, the good and the bad expenses. This book, in this book, I break down complex financial concepts into consumable bits where anybody can understand. If you cannot read and understand, I promise you, you can see pictures, you can see colors and understand. And that's why colors are used even in teaching children, because colors are easy to understand. So if you have an issue with reading and understanding figures, you will understand colors. And when you understand the colors of your money, you'll be well on your way to financial freedom.
Thank you so much, Wilfred. Yes, indeed. And once you're financially free, abundance becomes a natural state for you. Because why? You are free to do what you want, what you like, with who you want, at where you want. You eat what you want.
Yeah.
Like you do anything. You are free to do what really God put in you to do. Yeah. And after Wilfred wrote that book and I read it, and it's an exciting book. If your maths really maths, that's the book to read so that you can see where your maths are not mathing. He went ahead and did a book for kids, for small children,
Yes.
in a way that they can understand. Please tell us about that book for kids.
Now, I realize, as I said, we all make very, very simple mistakes. And the reason we make these mistakes is because we were not taught. School taught us to make money, but did not teach us to manage money. They teach us business management, but they don't teach us about money. So I realize that's easy mistake is a mistake that can be taught when children are young, so that they don't make the mistakes that we are making when you're adults. That thing of understanding assets and liabilities is something that can be taught to children. So again, out of this book, there is in chapter 6, there is a character called Alex the Moneyman, now rebranded to Alex the Biggie, by the way. So I did a comic book to help children understand about money. And that's not all. This is the book, The Money Adventure with Alex Debicki. I call it the storybook for future millionaires. Another inspiration for the book, I've been saying the reason we have the Gen Z problem right now is because we told them to work hard, graduate, get employed. They worked hard, they graduated, there was no employment. I don't blame them at all. I blame us, the parents. We did not tell our children that there's an opportunity, there is a small chance. In this case, it's a very high chance of not getting a job. So this book also introduces children to various aspects of various income channels, including, of course, academics. Then we introduce them to business, we introduce them to talent, and we introduce them to farming. Yes, farming. I've been saying, if I knew what I know now, I would be at home. Let me not say village. I grew up in Rift Valley where we have big lands of like 20 acres. And I've been thinking, if somebody told me that agriculture or agribusiness, about agribusiness when I was young, I would actually be there. I've been using the 20 acres in some very good use, but nobody told me. They told me agriculture is for the illiterate, which was wrong. It is wrong. It's a business and an income channel and a career like any other. So in this book, I also take time to introduce children to farming so that if they have the passion for farming, they can adopt it. And you can have A in your form 4. I know they are facing a form 4. You can score an A and still be a farmer because it's a career like any other. So we were told that, oh, if you have an A, you need to be a doctor, a lawyer, a pilot, and the like. No, you can have an A and do agribusiness. So that's what I'm letting our children know, that agribusiness is another business like any other, and they'll be proud to do it. So I want to walk this journey with the children so that as they grow up and peradventure they don't get employed, they'll be able to create opportunities for themselves.
Wow. Thank you, Wilfred, taking us through that adventure of the two books. Fastlaners, I am promising you, once you read those two books, he has summarized so many other books that he has read. Please go forth and acquire that book. Maybe you can tell us how much investment do they have to make?
Oh, investment, the colors of money, the investment is 1,500. And I'm sure first laners can get a discount through your office. So that's the market price. Through Fastlane, you'll get a better offer. Now the money adventure is available on retail at 450 shillings. Again, on Fastlane, you get a massive discount through Fastlane Abada. So Fastlaners, I suggest you order from this platform because you get a big discount. In the bookshops, it's 450.
But thank you, Wilfred. Fastlaners, we've always given you offers. We've always given you, like priority. So come for the books. I have enough stock for each and every one of you. And guess what? The Fastlane experience still the one that is for public and for everyone every second Saturday of the month. Check our Facebook page so that you're able to know where we will be. And then for individuals and for private sessions, we are always available every day of the week and especially Saturday. So hit our inbox and we'll be able to organize for you. And guess what? In 2-3 years, don't think that is too far. You'll be able to count your success. That's all we had time for, Fastlaners. But before I go, maybe you can have Wilfred, you can give us a parting shot.
Okay, the difference between the rich and the poor is the mind. It all starts in the mind. So if you're struggling, if you're wondering where you're going wrong with your finance, before you make that other step, before you invest again, before you start that other business, before you take another loan, get informed. Read books. Of course, my books are good resources. Fastlane Abundance is a good platform for you to try it out, and there is more that is coming up. So get informed. As the Bible says, the entrance of a word brings light. Once you look for information, there'll be something that will flip your mind. The entrance of a word, there's some knowledge in a book, in a video, in a seminar. When play the game, you'll get an information, a word that will transform your mind. And that, once again, will set you on the highway to financial freedom.
Thank you so much, Wilfred. What a joy to be able to host you. And for you, Fastlane,
Yes.
I'm sure you don't want us to end, but you have to come to a sweet end. Looking forward to see you in the Fastlane experience. Looking forward to hear your story after you read the book. Bye-bye.